During World War II, control of the skies meant the difference between total victory and catastrophic defeat. The conflict triggered a massive arms race in aviation technology, forcing nations to design the fastest, most heavily armed, and most agile fighter aircraft ever seen. Today, we are counting down the top 10 most effective and dominant fighter planes that ruled the war-torn skies. We will explore the incredible engineering marvels, spectacular dogfights, and legendary aerial records of these historic warbirds that reshaped the history of 20th century combat. All texts are ready for your CapCut voiceover generator, so sit back as we begin our countdown of the ultimate kings of the sky. The terrifying aerial countdown begins right now. Ranked at number 10 is the German Messerschmitt Me 262, famously known as the Schwalbe or Swallow. Entering service in the final stages of the war, it made global aviation history as the world's very first operational jet-powered fighter aircraft. Its appearance completely shocked Allied pilots, who had never faced a plane with such revolutionary propulsion. Armed with 4 massive 30mm cannons and flying over 150 km/h faster than any Allied propeller plane, it was an absolute bomber hunter. It could tear through Allied bomber formations in seconds. However, severe fuel shortages, technical issues, and entering the war too late prevented this jet from changing Germany's ultimate fate. At number 9 is the Soviet Lavokin La-7. Developed in the final years of the war, this compact fighter was crafted out of a unique blend of wood and metal to save vital wartime resources. It was specifically optimized for intense, low-altitude combat, where the absolute majority of the brutal and chaotic Eastern Front dogfights occurred every day. The La-7 possessed incredible climbing speed and agility, allowing top Soviet aces like Ivan Kozhedub to successfully challenge the best German fighters. It was highly respected by its enemies as a rugged, heavily armed, and extremely dangerous low-flying predator. This agile warbird played a massive role in reclaiming air superiority over Europe. Taking the 8th spot is the massive American Republic P-47 Thunderbolt, affectionately nicknamed a Jug, weighing twice as much as a standard fighter. This heavily armored monster was equipped with 8 heavy machine guns, unleashing a terrifying wall of lead. It was built like a flying tank, designed to crush enemy resistance and survive the most brutal conditions. The Thunderbolt was famous for its unbelievable durability, capable of absorbing hundreds of enemy bullet hits and still flying safely back to base. Later in the war, it also became a devastating ground attack plane, destroying thousands of enemy tanks, trains, and supply lines. Its sheer size and power made it one of the most respected warplanes of the entire conflict. Taking the 7th spot is the American Vought F-4U Corsair, easily recognized by its unique inverted gull-wing design. Developed as a powerful carrier-based fighter for the Pacific Theater, this fast aircraft was nicknamed Whistling Death by its enemies. It featured a massive engine and a rugged frame, built specifically to dominate the vast ocean skies and shatter the air superiority of the enemy. The Corsair possessed incredible speed and diving performance, allowing it to quickly outrun and outfight older aircraft models. It achieved an outstanding 11-to-1 kill ratio in aerial combat, proving to be a true nightmare for enemy pilots. On top of its aerial dominance, it was a highly effective ground attack platform that provided vital support for the Marines during island battles. At number 6 is the legendary Japanese Mitsubishi A6M0, the undisputed king of the skies during the first half of the Pacific War. This carrier-borne fighter was an engineering masterpiece of weight reduction. It was so incredibly light and agile that no Allied aircraft could ever hope to defeat it in a traditional, close-quarters turning dogfight during the early stages of the war. However, the extreme agility of the Zero came at a very dark cost. To keep the plane as light as possible, it completely lacked self-sealing fuel tanks and heavy pilot armor protection. This structural vulnerability meant that even a brief, well-aimed burst of gunfire from an Allied fighter could instantly set the entire plane on fire, leading to heavy losses later in the conflict. Ranked at number 5 is the Soviet Yakovlev Yak-3, widely celebrated as the ultimate low-altitude dogfighter of the Eastern Front. This extremely small, lightweight, and clean fighter was highly optimized to engage enemy aircraft at altitudes below 4 kilometers. In this specific combat zone, its spectacular acceleration, climbing speed, and sharp turning capability were completely unmatched. The Yak-3 was so dangerous in close combat that the Luftwaffe High Command officially issued a warning to its pilots advising them to strictly avoid low-level dogfights with this nimble predator. It gave Soviet aces the perfect weapon to reclaim the skies, terrorizing German fighter squadrons and providing exceptional protection to friendly ground forces, until the final victory. At number 4 is the German Focke-Wulf WW190, famously nicknamed the Butcher Bird. Arriving in the skies in 1941, this brutal aircraft completely shocked Allied air forces with its incredible speed and heavy firepower. It featured a radial engine and a wide landing gear, making it a rugged and highly adaptable warplane capable of flying under the most extreme conditions. The FW-190 was armed with multiple heavy cannons that could shred Allied bombers or fighters with a single well-aimed burst. Its exceptionally fast roll rate allowed pilots to execute sudden maneuvers and outturn opponents in dense dogfights. It was widely feared across all European fronts, serving as a lethal interceptor, ground attacker, and a dominant weapon of war. Taking the bronze medal at number 3 is the legendary British Supermarine Spitfire, the elegant savior of the United Kingdom during the Battle of Britain. Featuring its famous elliptical wings and powered by the iconic Rolls-Royce Merlin engine, this fighter was an absolute masterpiece of agility. It was designed to climb fast and outmaneuver any invading aircraft. The Spitfire was deeply loved by its pilots for its incredibly smooth handling and responsive controls in chaotic dogfights. It was constantly upgraded throughout the entire war, ensuring it remained a premier frontline interceptor from the first day to the last. This heroic warbird remains an eternal global symbol of British resilience and ultimate aerial dominance. Winning the silver medal at number 2 is the legendary American P-51 Mustang. Widely celebrated as the definitive long-range escort fighter of the war, early models struggled at high altitudes, but once engineers installed the iconic British Rolls-Royce Merlin engine, the Mustang transformed into an absolute masterpiece of aviation, combining extreme speed, altitude performance, and unmatched range. Equipped with massive drop tanks, the P-51 could escort American heavy bombers all the way from England to Berlin and back safely. This incredible operational range completely shattered the German air defense system. Its sleek aerodynamics and devastating firepower allowed Allied pilots to hunt down enemy interceptors, securing total Allied air supremacy over Europe. Taking the ultimate number 1 spot as the most dominant and effective fighter plane of the entire war is the German Messerschmitt Bf 109. Serving as the absolute backbone of the Luftwaffe from the first day to the last, this sleek aircraft achieved a staggering historical record. It scored more aerial victories than any other fighter aircraft in human history. The Bf 109 featured a revolutionary fuel-injected engine, allowing it to dive instantly without stalling, a massive advantage over its early Allied rivals. It was a relentless dogfighter, heavily utilized by history's highest-scoring aces, including legendary Finnish pilots like Ilmari Jutalainen. Its unmatched combat efficiency and timeless lethal legacy crown it the true king of world water skies. From the revolutionary jet power of the Messerschmitt to 162 to the unstoppable range of the P-51 Mustang, these 10 aircraft defined an era of unprecedented engineering and courage. They pushed the absolute limits of technology and human endurance, reshaping military strategy forever and leaving an eternal impact on global history. Which of these legendary world water fighter planes is your absolute favorite? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching our countdown of history's ultimate kings of the sky. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more epic documentaries. See you next time.